watch, the Galaxy Watch. And there's a bit of a rebranding going on here. It's now the Galaxy Watch. We've lost the word gear, but it is undoubtedly their new flagship wearable. Now, they were kind enough to let me borrow one, so I figured I would try to do one of my complete walkthroughs. If you're not familiar, a complete walkthrough here on this channel is where I try to go through every feature I possibly can on a new device so that you guys are better informed and better prepared should you be in the market to buy one. Now, with that said, there's a lot to go through as always, so let's get started with the hardware. First up, it comes in 2 case sizes and 3 colors, but for some odd reason the sizes dictate the colors that you can get. Now, you have a choice of either a 46mm silver casing or a 42mm casing in either black or rose gold. Now, I personally went for the black one in the 42mm size, not necessarily because I wanted that color, but because I have dainty wrists. Now, the bands you can choose from when buying the watches are also determined by the casing size. So we have black, blue, and gray for the 46mm, and black, purple, gray, red, and lime yellow. Someone please show Samsung a lime for the black 42mm. And we also have pink, gray, and brown for the rose gold. Now, regardless of which one you choose with the watch when you buy it, they both can take any quick release watch bands. Now, I grabbed a few different colored leather ones from Amazon for about 10 bucks a piece that I think gave an entirely different look. You just need to look for a 20mm band for the 42mm case or 22mm bands for the 46mm case. The watch is lightweight though, and even though Samsung swears to me that it's the same size as the Gear Sport, for some reason, myself and others all feel like it's just a little bit smaller, which I'm happy about, even if it's just an illusion of my own creation. It's military rated, and finally they've brought 5 ATM water resistance to a watch of theirs. Their bands have had this, but not their full-blown watches before. This means that you can swim with it, and it's important to note that the 5 ATM is more important than an IP rating here because the IP rating doesn't take slamming your wrist into the water into account, whereas 5 ATM, or 5 times the normal atmospheric pressure, does. The screen is a super AMOLED circular display with a 360 by 360 resolution that measures 1.3 inches in diameter on the 46mm case and 1.2 inches in diameter on the 42mm case. Surrounding that screen, we have a rotating bezel that Samsung has been known for now with these watches that allows you to use it to navigate the OS in addition to the usual swiping and tapping. Frankly, I love it for navigation, and I also sometimes use it as a fidget spinner. There are only 2 buttons on the watch, a back button for going to the previous screen in the OS that can be held down to get the Samsung Pay options to come up, and a home button for getting you back to the watch face, and when there, if you press it, it'll open the app drawer. Now, you can also hold on to the home button to turn the device on and off and toggle touch sensitivity mode, which is a way to have it react better to gloves when needed. Now, as far as sensors, we have a constant heart rate monitor, which is a must for any serious gym rat, an accelerometer and gyroscope for movement and step tracking, a GPS for route tracking, a barometer for elevation measurements, and an ambient light sensor to control the screen brightness if you want. For batteries, there's a big difference between the 2 watches, oddly enough. The 46mm has a 472 mAh battery, while the 42 has a much smaller 270 mAh one. Now, Samsung claims that thanks to their Exynos wearable processor inside the watch and the fact that it's running Tizen OS, which we'll dive into more in a sec, you can expect 4 to 6 days of battery life on the larger watch and about 2 to 3 on the smaller one. Now, in my testing though, with this smaller watch, I managed to get about 24 hours of use without plugging it in, which is not the 2 to 3 days, but honestly for me, so long as the watch lasts from when I wake up to when I go to bed, I'm pretty happy. Now, the watches also have NFC for use with Samsung Pay. There is 1.5 gigs of RAM and 4 gigs of internal storage, and thanks to their continued partnership with Spotify, you can even download playlists directly to the watch's internal storage and pair your Bluetooth headset to your watch instead of your phone and leave the phone behind. Now, you can also use the Samsung Music app to do this as well, but you know, who uses that? And finally, you can charge the Galaxy Watch by setting it on its own wireless charger or using the new dual wireless charger that Samsung just released with the Note 9, which is my preferred way. Okay, so now really quickly, let's go through the OS itself so you understand how to use the watch. The interface starts with your watch face. This is basically your home screen. You can tap and hold on it to get into your installed watch faces and swipe through them to change the watch face. You can also tap and hold on any of them and tap customize to get options for that watch face, like colors, what info is shown, etc. Now, there are apparently over 60,000 watch faces that you can choose from in the Galaxy App Store, so they think that you'll probably be able to find one you like. Swiping or using the dial, you can go to the left of the watch face to see all of your notifications, which you can then swipe up on to dismiss or tap to interact with, and to the right to get all of your watch widgets. Now these can be edited by tapping and holding on them, and added by going all the way to the right and tapping the plus icon there. Pushing the home button on any screen will bring you back to the watch face, as I mentioned. Pushing it while you're on the watch face will open the app drawer, and you can tap on or use the dial to navigate through the apps that you have installed. You can also install new ones from the Galaxy App Store on the watch or from the Galaxy Wearable app on your phone, where you can also reorder them as well. Now finally, you can swipe down on any screen to get the quick settings menu. Now from here, you can see your remaining battery life, connectivity, and turn and off settings like airplane mode, battery saver, change the volume settings for ringtone, media, notifications, and system. We also have toggles for the always on watch face, brightness, theater mode, which by the way turns off the screen and turns on do not disturb basically until you push the home button to turn the device back on. It's useful if you're in a movie theater, hence the name, and don't want the device's light to be blinding everyone around you as you're moving your hand. And then we have an actual do not disturb mode, which just silences notifications and won't turn on the screen for them, but you can still raise your wrist to wake it, etc. And finally in here, you can also tap the gear icon to get to all of the watch settings. Now really quick, let's go through those. The watch face. This lets you select from the installed watch faces as well as download new ones, turn on and off the always on display, watch face order, an hourly chime. Why would you ever want that? I have no idea. And turning on and off the notification indicator, status indicator. Sound and vibration. Now in here, you can turn sound on and off, vibrate on and off, select the volume and vibration intensity, choose the ringtone, change the vibration pattern, notification sound and notification vibration, and whether you want sounds when you touch the screen. Again, who would want that? Display. Adjust the screen's brightness, timeout, change the background style, and the font style and size. In advanced, we have options that let you choose what double tapping the home button opens, turn on and off wrist detection, wake up, and turning the bezel to wake the watch. Water lock mode, which lets you turn off the touchscreen for when you're swimming to stop unwanted actions from the water hitting it, and also has an eject water function that uses sound to get water out of the speakers, which is kind of clever. Touch sensitivity to help the touchscreen recognize a gloved hand. Goodnight mode, which lets you wear the watch to bed to track your sleep and not wake you with notifications. Edit quick settings, and screen capture on and off, which you can do, by the way, by holding the power button and swiping from the left to right on any screen to grab a screen capture and then to put it in your phone's gallery. Connections lets you control your connections like Bluetooth, Wi-Fi, and other connections on the device. Apps lets you choose what permissions each app can use on the watch, as well as organize and uninstall apps. And you can turn on auto open apps, which will open any app in the app screen you select with the bezel instead of having to tap it to open it. Security lets you choose the security lock screen as well as when it should appear, including only for payments or to turn on the screen. I recommend just payments, as having to input it every time you look at the screen is pretty obnoxious. Account, which lets you choose what Samsung account is connected to the device and whether or not you want to participate in the quote-unquote customization service, which somehow optimizes the watch based on your usage, but sounds to me a little bit like a marketing thing, honestly. Accessibility, this allows you to turn on assistance for visually impaired people, like voice assistance, darker screen, etc., as well as assistance for hearing impaired people, mute sounds, mono the audio, etc. General lets you change the keyboard or keyboard settings, date and time, and reset the device. Battery lets you select default, power saver mode, or watch only to increase battery life while limiting functionality. About watch, which just gives you the system information. Connect to a new phone, which lets you unpair the watch so that you can, of course, connect it to a new phone. Now, all in all, it's a fantastic smartwatch. And there you go, guys, a complete walkthrough of everything I possibly could on the watch. Let me know what you guys think of the watch itself, of these type of videos. Like, do I go this in depth? Do you want me to go through like the settings? Do you not? Is there other things you'd like to see me do in these walkthroughs? I'm gonna try to do these on every device I ever get my hands on, so please let me know. It'll totally fix or change or develop how this whole series will go. So I appreciate it. If you like this video though, please thumbs up or share. It's greatly appreciated. Also, don't forget to check out the rest of my channel. If you like what you see there, please subscribe, and don't forget to check the bell next to the word subscribe so you get notified when I do new videos. As always though, regardless, thanks for watching.